Hello, so back again, and in this tutorial we will look at how we can uh, how we can call use this on trigger enter, and what if we don't want to use physics on this in our game, that is Unity inmate built-in physics, and we just want the booleans to be checked, that is if this character touches these cubes with these box collider on. So if this character with this box collider on is collides with each other or is overlapping, then in that case on trigger enter will be called by itself. And this is in this tutorial we will see that how we can use this. So first we have to use is kinematic is turned on. So what this means is, please don't apply physics on our character, on 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 our characters, on our character, this one. And what this means is that if these two walls which have each have none of them have this trigger turned on, and if these are not turned on, then void on trigger enter won't work. So now if we play it, the physics won't apply on our character. So if we drop it from a certain height, it won't fall. The reason is because we turned off the physics of rigid body, that is by turning is kinematic on. And if we fall this character from a height, so if this is y, and now it won't fall, the game is playing and it is not falling, but when I turn it off it will fall. So right now we don't want to use physics, and we don't want to use physics. So and if we move this character to left direction, even though it collides with this box collider, it doesn't show up. It doesn't show up this one that started colliding with. The reason is that reason for is that is simple, that no physics is applied yet. So since no physics is applied yet, so this won't take effect. So instead of that, what we did is went on to we will unpause the game for a second, and for these two left side right and right side wall we will turn the is trigger enabled. And now what happens is that even though rigid bodies has this kinematic turned off, means no physics is being applied, what will happen is when this will collide, our on trigger enter function left side wall showed up, that is this one started overlapping with, and this is left side wall and this is right side wall. So it started overlapping with. So this is how on trigger enter works. Again, to highlight, on boolean enter needed physics to be on, needed is kinematic to be on, is kinematic to be on, needed, while this one doesn't. And our next two were, if you see, uh, then we needed these is trigger on the collider, or on one of the collider, because these collider doesn't have this one, our character, which is our character. If you see, this is our cube, even though it has box collider on, it doesn't have is trigger enabled here. So but these have left side wall and right side wall have trigger enabled. So even if you have one to be on, one collider needs to have this trigger enabled, and then it will work. And kinematic needs to be off, this is, and then this will work. Now what we did was pretty simple, and here it tells us that we have we have touched the left side wall, and here it will tell us that we have touched the right side wall. Now even though it doesn't stop like it was stopping with the unity physics on, because it was colliding with the unity physics, and unity physics was making this a physics object, and along these as well, the rest of the things were also a physics object. So it was by default stopping through built-in unity physics, but we don't need it. Again, if you want to use it, you can do it for yourself as well, for challenge sake, that how will your game be if unity physics built-in system is on. So you can do this, but for this tutorial sake we won't do that, but instead we will stop it by using two variables. That left side has touched to the wall, that is this thing has been enabled, and when this will be enabled, the on trigger enter. So this is for on trigger enter, and then we would need another, that if in case if it has left the premises. So first thing we need to do is stop the movement, that is move speed of the control of the object would be 0 in case it's overlapping, and then it won't move much in that direction. So this was the thing, move speed. And if we need to make a boolean variable here, that public bool colliding with objects. If colliding with objects is turned on, again this is not the place to place a bool, it's best to place a bool here. So let's place the bool here. Bool is a boolean with two values, yes or no. So colliding with the objects here. So by default it's off, that is it starts in the middle of the screen, and here it's turned on. And from here what we got to do is simply placing this here, that is if so whenever it collides, it will tell the object to don't move now. So what it does is, if it's not colliding, then what will it do is it will move, but once it starts to collide, then it won't move unless it stops the collision with the boundary wall. So what we'll do is, for now, left the else as it is, and now when we play it, so once the boundary walls are touched, this on trigger enter will be activated, and this will ultimately stop our controller to move, so it won't go outside the boundary wall. So let's play it again. So now when we move, let's place it back here, and now when it will move, as you can see, it stopped moving because it was along the right side wall. So once it touched, it will stop moving, and now we need a variable, so it tells that it needs to release a character after some time. So it will release the character. So in the next tutorial we will look at it, that how it can be done.